On our way home from a month-long camping trip to Ohio and Michigan in 2024, we stopped in western Pennsylvania to give ourselves a break from the long drive, and to explore a couple of Pennsylvania state parks. We camped at Raccoon Creek State Park for 3 nights. You can click on a link in the video description taking you to our blog post reviewing the campground. Raccoon Creek State Park is one of Pennsylvania's largest and most visited state parks. While in the park, we visited the Wildflower Reserve and followed the Jennings and Audubon trails. The Jennings Trail took us past the Hungerford Cabin, the former getaway of the famous political cartoonist, Cy Hungerford. Because we were well past the biggest bloom of wildflowers in the preserve, we didn't see as many as we would have liked, but we did see some wildflowers along the trail. We also visited Frankfort Mineral Springs, located along a 1¼ mile loop trail in the park. We found the springs in a ravine surrounded by a sandstone grotto carved by a waterfall spilling over the rim of the ravine. The waterfall wasn't running while we were there due to the low rainfall in the area prior to our visit. The springs are located next to the falls, dripping out of the rock face and into a small pool worn over time into a large rock. The water for the spring comes from underground, keeping it running year-round. The minerals in the spring's water were once said to heal ailments. There was a health spa and resort in the area catering to those who came for the healing waters. Remnants of the resort can be found along the trail above the waterfall and springs. We found far more wildflowers along this short trail than we saw while in the Wildflower Preserve. We took a little time to drive to Hillman State Park, located a short drive away from Raccoon Creek State Park. The small park is mostly used for hunting, fishing, hiking, mountain biking and horseback riding. The park also has a model airplane flying field, and a covered bridge. The Lyle Covered Bridge was built in 1887. It's only 38 feet long, but is open to vehicles wishing to cross over Brush Run at the eastern border of the park. The bridge is on the National Register of Historic Places. On our last night we took a ride in our kayaks on the 101-acre Raccoon Lake. The lake has a couple of ramps for launching non-motorized watercraft. We used the launch in a small cove at the end of the lake closest to the dam breast. It was pretty warm that afternoon. We saw several other people enjoying a day out on the water. Ahead you can just see the dam breast. Here you can see another boat launch that was located on the other side of the lake from where we started. To the left of the clearing in the trees near the center you can see the watercraft rental building. The boat launch where we started is just to the left of it. We were able to capture on video some of the many herons we saw on the lake.
Ooh, look at that. See that beauty?
We were able to get in a little close to one great blue heron without scaring it away. As we headed up to the far end of the lake we could hear children enjoying the state park's beach. There were a few fishermen casting in their lines from a small peninsula jutting out into the lake. We reached the upper end of the lake, where the water was too shallow to go any further. It was time to turn around. Here you can get a better view of the park beach. It was a fairly long and deep beach, with a concession stand, changing rooms, volleyball nets, swings, and picnic tables. It looked like a good place to spend an afternoon. That wraps up our stay at Raccoon Creek State Park. We had a good time exploring it and give it our recommendation. Check the notes below for more information and please give us a thumbs up.